FOKUS.
Walking into the trip, it's just so deep. Camo wins out the first of the duelist matchups. Kisborn on site to get work done. It's a pinstripe kill feed. Finally, FOKUS come out on top. Olazera joining the rest of his team in the site, or should I say their corpses. It's a graveyard, and the spike is not yet planted. Time is low, and Lewis needs to stick this out. Waddle is low as well. That boombot could be deadly as he wraps around the side.
He's cutting the noise, going slowly. Both players of FOKUS have doubled up. Yep, it's a high-low setup. They know exactly where Olazera is. And will shoulder of Robbie BK. And because it's the sky, I think FOKUS might start to be a bit worried here. Yugi tries to run away, but Olazera's come through, getting one and following up with a paint shells. Unlocks the second throwable. Unfortunately for them, not able to pick up anything from that. But two players already down.
And that's the spike, dropped in mound. Behind the dark cover, control firmly under the guise of GTZ. Now we have to be looking towards Waddle's position on the opposite side of the map. Maybe we won't get the chance. The brawl is still going on. There is utility left in the pocket, and nothing will be remaining unspent. There we have it. Waddle finding that kill on the flank and starting to make his way through B.
But
GTZ want to put themselves on the front foot. They want to take this duel.
Yeah, exactly. Unfortunately, that guiding light didn't hit the mark, and there's no more left. There's no more initiation, and they've walked into their death. One player is Robbie BK. We're down to a 1 versus 1 hazard. Waddle with full HP. Robbie BK only with 25, and Waddle's playing, dancing with the devil. Robbie BK finds 3 and finishes out the round for GTZ.
And the utility will be there to follow it up. The kills found as GTZ dropped to the ground.
Yeah, they're all dropping like flies. One player, Olazera, just found up top. Waddle's found him. Now 2 players left. I mean, you've got Camo to work through. The Marshall, which is pretty good at. But
they're queuing up one by one, lambs to the slaughter. They'll want to get these saved. Lime and KPZ still just on a ghost as time continues to tick down. Should have game audio coming through for those who are wondering. But yeah, it's a strong round. They make the execute happen. GTZ are going to have to show a little bit more in the next one when they have their choice.
Yeah, I think Lime's just trying to get extra ultimate orbs, considering you look how close that lockdown actually is. The spike will blow, and yeah, that will be the round for FOKUS and GTZ. Hit the mark, and there's no more left. There's no more initiation, and they've walked into their death. One player is Robbie BK. We're down to a 1 versus 1 hazard. Waddle with full HP. Robbie BK only with 25, and Waddle's playing, dancing with the devil. Robbie BK finds 3 and finishes out the round for GTZ. Picks here, FOKUS, or else they're going to be struggling to hold the site. The players start to walk in, the picks are starting to be found, but it's going even. Both teams are fighting really hard, but it's all up to Waddle, and they can make a good effort.
Completely within the site here.
Showstopper will find Lime, but look at the trades coming through. It's actually made advantageous. There's going to be a rival being able to pick it up. Viper's pit invested, so is the Seekers. This is ending up a little bit catastrophic for FOKUS. KPZ had a chance, but misses it.
Waddle yet again. Spray from both sides to the smoke, dancing around one another. I wouldn't hate just dropping it and going for the duel here, but Yugi will win from within inside it. Needs to take the second, and he'll get it. That overdrive.
Truly is. KPZ though, they've not checked the corner, and that's spiked down. Such a simple corner to play from as well. That's a big loss, and now you have to fight again to try and get Spike back for FOKUS. Lime has done so. There goes Stark. Spike on the ground, and it needs to be taken.
Oh, Lazera, crispy. Out in the open is Robbie BK though, and he finds himself a sitting duck. A 2 versus 1 and Camo now. The ultimate's dried up, and so are the chances in the round. Yugi wins out the blow in this matchup. Yugi with a swing. Paranoia coming in. Players starting to move on up. Oh my goodness, he'll just about seal the deal, but Robbie has a trade.
Robbie does have a trade. You've got to be looking at Lime as a weak win condition for FOKUS here. Fighting out from tree. This is where the stalwart, the Sentinels are. Oh my god, but it's the controller to light up the kill feed. What a fantastic round from KPZ. The map, it's looking pretty good, and they love a set retake as we see them go in.
That's so nasty. KPZ just spams it through. Even the showstopper there, I think, taken offline by the 0 point. Flash again. Another for KPZ. He came up in the big moments before, but behind the other Omen smoke. Gonna need to find the kill and gets it. Lime on the nano swarm. It's only Camo that remains. Yeah, you want to respect that, give them the space, but be able to fight back in with your own util.
Oh, look at this. The early contention once again on a main. It was C-Mountain for previous, this time A main. And it was just a firing squad for FOKUS to mow down.
Before you even get a chance to look him in the face. Kisborn on the judge. And now the passive setup looks that much better. In fact, they'll just win with it outright. 8-2.
Enough pieces to get something done here. But whether it's good enough, another question.
Yeah. Both of the guiding lights coming out. Position still maintained. Now the paint shells, the utility damage they're looking for. But it's Waddle punching them across the jaw instead. A 2v3, still rectifiable. But Camo has to be the hero as he was in the series before. Only good for one before eventually dropping to the secondary controller. One of the win conditions now no longer available. And they'll continue to spiral it forward. Kisborn with another one. Waddle off the board. And GTZ looking to find their third.
Camo was massive in taking out the lockdown, but look at this!
What?
It's all ended up FOKUS! Oh, from main! It was once again FOKUS! Your point lose to do it! And holding point on A, yep, and taking out Lime's going to give them even bigger. Waddle doesn't know about the danger that lurks round the corner. They've dashed out and they don't even know! He's able to get one, trade it out with 3 versus 3 has her.
It's this main control that's really worrying though, not just Camo playing from the top and trying to be the one wearing the crown. The best in the duelist game, KPZ, okay, finds one back, looks for more. Oh my god, he's going to take the whole goddamn! And perhaps wait for the rest of the retake to get underway. It's a force buy, a much needed one, and it looked to have been paying off, but Lewis has found a little bit more.
Just saw one player start to dip out, but look at this, it's starting to crunch in. FOKUS are attacking us from every angle, every position possible. Waddle's been able to take B main, the player's coming out of Waterfall, all these errors shuts down the main spot, and it's all up to Lime here to do it all! But this time, GTZ do not... It seems as if Camo's ready, playing anti-flash, the stack is here.
Oh, and just as he looks away, the peak's going to come through. A scurry of players. Camo finds 5. We're trying to take a leaf out of Cadaver's book. Olizera's found 2. A really nice advantage to be carrying here if you're GTZ. You don't want any more if you're Robbie, but he's going to get it anyway, and in fact he'll fall. Lime takes him out for a 3v3.
The corner. They've not checked the left corner. They do it the wrong time though, and Camo will take it. Lime takes out Camo. It's just trade central. 2 versus 2. The Odin being dropped by Waddle, and Stark finishes him off with the Guardian. GTZ starting to revitalise. They did. But FOKUS looking to steal around.
Lewis,
FOKUS has definitely put an effort in now. As your boy Lewis takes 3. They're not giving a signature of where players are.
Yeah. In this position, you have to play aggressive, but unfortunately for Camo, he gets caught in a difficult situation. Pants down around his ankles. Oh my goodness. A reward for playing well already, and I think they're definitely going to be rewarded here as Lewis has found a couple on it. Opening kills, KPZ with more. It might just already be over. We're coming into the final stages, and Lewis... Finally, the peak is taken. A nice timing. Damage dealt, but it's still only a 4v5.
Oh, Lewis wasn't watching. We're still watching Yugi trying to battle it out in towards CT in heaven. Actually had the light shields to support them, but ends up losing out. The Prowlers found it, and GTZ find every single FOKUS player apart from Waddle. Will be now entering in from main. Has the 2 duelists behind him. Trying to get in towards the backside. The spike's already been planted. It's no upgrades for the rest of these players. They're now stuck in towards the pit position, which is going to make things really tough. It's going to end up being a crunch. Trying to set up the players. It's KPZ to find 2. That's out from Art. Finally, the Astra's known about. It's a 2 versus 1, but the players have plenty of weaponry, plenty of armory to do it. Maybe not. Well, the players now try to bust on his site, but it's all the guns coming alive. Camo, as you said, on the Blade Storm. Stark as well. Your boy Lucily's got a trade back, but Camo's continuously jumping up and down. He's like a whack-a-mole.
To give them similarly deep control as to what they enjoyed before, but here comes GTZ.
Yeah, anybody at the back site was completely taken through. Do not doubt Yugi. He's proven to have that mechanical ability that Camo has, maybe even more. Flame just holds the back line and does so convincingly. Kisborn now, as it's now a 1 versus 2. The both players play together. And about to say, no. This is going to be contested. And this is actually massive from Waddle. Oh my god. 2 big double kills and the running back not even able to be used. Sight is now in control of FOKUS, and they're able to get the spike down so cleanly.
Well, we are into the last 30 seconds though, and there are players here. They're swiftly dealt with.
to hold down Sewers. So this is
VRL finals. Players who have been on those stages before. It was FOKUS, the ones that had got promoted previous, but it's a long road of them ahead and they've made the best steps. When you walk into the lair, you will be dealt with. Olazera and Stark both combining for kills, but still a 2 versus 2 and a post-plant scenario. Camo's spotted the cross.
Yeah, has spotted the cross, but the retake with the off is much harder. They both double peek, but Camo gets the pick. Waddle taken out, the information gone, and now Lime has to be self-sufficient with minimal util. You've got an alarm bot, you've got one nano.
Camo has to be careful with this op though. Trying to find a way to trade it through. It looks like Kisborn's going to be the second in. Lime's up close. Not using the nano, just playing off the sound cues, finding the first, and then the second player. Here's the long barrel or the short one. Camo draws the short straw. You should know about these pairings. You said it's the weaker side, not the one you would expect, because there's a battering ram to be forced in their face. Lime trying to carve it in half. The lumberjack straight through the log. And just like that, it's going to be a 3 versus 3. Olazera's won it out. Players on the site, and Kisborn could deny with a peek.
Oh, that's a nice grabby, well in tow! Away from each other, disjointed. We're even getting Hunter's Fury set up Lewis, and it's perfect!
I don't know how it's worked, honestly. It's absolute calamity. Like a kid in a toy store being pulled away by an angry parent, but still, Waddle able to find the kill, and now it's a 3v1. Players low, Olazera needs to step into the shoes. Big boots to fill, a brilliant supportive flash from Lewis over the top, trying to hunt him down. Yeah, they've got sheriffs, but Camo's brought blades, and every time he does, blood is drawn. Stark with another, flashes coming through both ways. Lewis trying to find something, and into the back, Camo the one with the stab. Just like that, GTZ, anything connector right now does a lot of work, and we will see KPZ post up there, but it's another swift retake. GTZ hot on the scene as Olazera sparks the light.
Look at this Astro Wall, you've got nothing to flash in through to support yourselves. Realistically, you'd be looking for an info dart or something, but I don't think it's going to come through. The player numbers are there, although somehow, wow, KPZ found himself in the backside!
There is a health advantage here for FOKUS, and they want to try and make the most of it. Lewis with another one that goes his trademark. And he leaves an imprint on the round by giving them an advantage.
He still hasn't used his dash shot, by the way. That's another piece to the puzzle that can be used to re-engage. But instead, FOKUS begin to mid-round and go and clear out mid.
Yeah, you even saw Lime find that kill outside of double doors, so the gap between the teams continues to grow. It's only Olazera and Stark to try and clutch out another one. We've seen these two top players before in a similar scenario, but they weren't quite able to do it. The way that you posture this post-plant is going to be pretty important as to how the round ends up going.
We've seen FOKUS lose advantages before, Hazard. They can't allow for a chance for Start to get one. They don't. Olazera at least does, and well, it's done just like that. FOKUS with a very convincing pistol. Look at the players running down lane.
Immediately trying to follow up on it, but it's Olazera from top ramp that kicks them down the stairs and puts GTZ one away from climbing up that ladder. Yugi gets one back, suddenly it's a 3v3 and things don't look as healthy. That run it back available as it should be every 3 rounds. But there are advantages for them from this position. Robbie BK and Olazera need to try and create a crossfire for themselves. Olazera finding another. Robbie around the back lines, but it's only a Marshall to work with. And Waddle take ability usage even. Like having Waddle be in the roster for that amount of time and be able to create pressure in those areas as now they try and move through. It's Waddle that's not going to be there. It's Lewis that finds one on the headshot and trades back and forth that ultimately do.
Big engagement if they don't clear this corner.
No, they've just heard it though, and the Prowler's coming in. It's a double up, but it's one which is swiftly dismantled. Perhaps better to just keep the Bulldog in their clutches because it made it so much easier for Robbie BK and Olazera to just sweep back in. Lime's found a Vandal. 3 bullets for 3 players. He'll reload it.
If Camera will pay them back. You know, FOKUS have lost big advantages before. Can they come back in? Can Lime clutch up? The Nano's trying to be used to bait out a peak. It's going to be Olazera first. And it's going to be all.
KPZ one away from having that last star. It would be the Nova Pulse, which would be a huge stun to get some control around the back. But the Seize is fantastic. It halts the push. And Olazera greets them. 3 kills found on the run it back. Perhaps in his best interest to throw in that towel and save towards the next.
Yeah, I got one. Think that's enough for Waddle, but Robbie BK wants the last at least, and we'll get it. We're going all equal.
Mark is in for a shock when they head round the corner, but it's a nice surprise in the end. In fact, the shots are good. They find the majority of them, leaving Yugi in an untenable scenario.
Yeah, I think it's just the comfortability. A ping's coming through, a C's actually being comboed up.
Oh.
Yugi from up on high. Olizera trades it out, but doesn't find Yugi. The fact that he's up so high and can't be found is like a dark angel. The angel of death, perhaps. One player left. It is going to be Camo, looking to put death upon the site himself, but can't.
Invested to take some weight off of their back, give breathing room, and they're just cutting them down. It is a slaughtering line between both sides of the wall. Now a 3 versus 1, Kisborn has to run through. They've already heard the steps. Lewis will have it stuck before he can even find the peak. And Lewis shuts him down Camo. And it will be on Olizera to create some of that room with his second flash.
Yeah, the delays there. And look at the engagements. It's just being traded back and forth once
leg.
again. Yuki's isolated on the op. And if he doesn't get at least one, this is going to be tough. And that's exactly the case. But still gets that one even stunned up. Oh, and GTZ with a spam.
Stark to help follow up.
Oh, Bill, the trades are there. We're bringing it to 1 versus 1 now. Robbie BK is known in halls, or should be because of that haunt, but has 2 avenues to play through, has a 2 exits.
Can now use this smoke to his advantage, in fact. Look for a timing around the corner of the Nebula. Lime aware of it, checking, double checking. Robbie waiting to peek and lead the line yet again. The captain to clutch once more. Round the corner, it's there, but not for him. Lime
Full C's comes through. The Hunter's Fury infested to deny the spike. We're on 33 seconds. There's players in mid. That engagement between Lewis and Kisborn was massive.
So much damage dealt by Waddle on that Hunter's Fury as well. You see Robbie is low. Stark's had a chunk taken out of him. And Yugi smells blood in the water. He bites down to find a third, and it's a 1 versus 3 for their hero. The captain, the leader, can he be the legend? So much to do. Another no-scope from Yugi. He's toying with his food. Did fairly comfortably.
Yeah, but look at that. They want more control. They want more, and that's not exactly what you want because Lime's there to give you a sour taste in your mouth. KPZ as well. 1 player left. It's all up to Stark. Oh, and he's taken out. It's going to be FOKUS.